talk to you today about something shocking and amazing that happened to me these last few days, first week of January 2019. It was as if everything changed. Yes, that's my cats, they do that. It was as if I looked around me. I looked at Christmas. I looked at the happy couples who had been together for their whole lives, had children, had families. I know that path is forever blocked to me now as a widow and, mostly a lesbian. I will say I'm bisexual, but I do prefer women. So, anyway, what this made me do was finally, after 7 years of widowhood, and believe me, I still wear the ring. I still love that woman with all my heart. But I had to accept that she was dead and she was not coming back. And I had the option, sure, and that was the option I was going to take, of hanging my heart to her for the rest of my goddamn life, which I'm 42, that would be like 40, 50 more years. Never to let another woman in. And I'm so over, man. The patriarchy makes them think they're in charge, and I'm sorry, but I'm in charge. So, yeah, that left me kind of an impasse. I couldn't date anyone. And I moved to Reno from Hollywood, not knowing hardly anyone except my family, who are, of course, not dateable. So that put another roadblock in my way. But, my heart told me a woman would be more suitable. And I knew what I was doing because I live in Reno, Nevada, which is indeed a conservative community. There are a lot of Trump supporters, there are a lot of Republicans, there are a lot of people with guns. So I asked my father's blessing first. I said, I need you to know, I'm thinking of taking a lesbian lover, and we've had a relationship where I could say that. I wanted you to know this may make me more vulnerable to hate crimes. The house could be spray painted or vandalized. I mean, this could be a different level of risk in public, and I'm already used to a certain level of risk because of my mental illness and witchcraft and liberal beliefs and the simple fact that a lot of people carry guns all the time and have their own politics, and that's their own business, but I just don't want to die, which is pretty simple to understand. So, and I still don't want to die. Jesus, no, not at all. So, I'm hoping no one shoots me for being a dyke. But I discovered over the course of, it was a very intense 3 days. It was 3 days spent immersed in the world of online dating, which I'd never gotten to before. That is a weird ass world, boy. I'm sure everyone other than me has already done it, except those who are older and afraid of it, who was me before, admittedly. But my cousin, who is indeed a straight male, but had been dating women, so I texted him, and I was like, how do you meet women who want to date you if you don't know anybody? I wanted to date again. And he had Betty. And he said it's all online apps. That's how you do it. So, okay. I do trust my family more than anyone else, so I thought I'd give it a try. Which, even that is a shocking level of, trying something new, because I've been locked by my own will, by my own pain, by my own inhibition, in this gilded cage of propriety and playing the role of the good relative, which I can still do. I can have a partner and still be a good cousin, niece, daughter. That's happened before. I was married once to a wonderful woman, and I began to believe, finally, after 2 years of isolation, that it could happen that I had finally figured out this shit enough, what I need to do to keep my life orderly and together, and that therefore I had the option of branching out. So I took a chance. I downloaded Tinder. I downloaded a bunch of dating apps just to experiment with them. And then I realized pretty damn quick that I'd better go on the ones where you have to specify woman for woman. Because otherwise, I got deluged with men, which were just like, bye-bye. So, that's not exactly advice. I think that's pretty obvious. You have to do that if you know what you want. But then I began to have a little bit of success. The first day, I only did this for 3 days, and I was very focused. I had my game face on, and I know it was kind of like, cruising, whatever, but I was just trying really hard to find this unicorn that I was looking for, this woman who was somewhere, hopefully in Reno, hopefully not too far away, because I don't drive, who could both handle my level of mental illness, odd situation, peculiarities, nocturnal schedule, baggage, trauma, etc., and still be interested, and in fact, be in love. Come to that point gradually, of course, because that takes a while, but have a happy, long-term relationship with, where we don't live together ever. I know that lesbian pattern. I've done it, been there, done that. No, not again. And I don't want that. I don't want to live with anyone. I don't want to get married. But I wanted to meet a woman I was compatible with, who I could talk to for hours, do fun things with, and kind of expand, have had sex with. I mean, of course that's important, but yeah, and kind of just expand my world a little more from just this house, which becomes, I love it, but it's a gilded cage. It's a spaceship floating through space. I mean, if I didn't have the internet, I would have no idea what was going on out there. So that was what I decided to do. The first girl who I met, I made the cardinal error of not meeting first, and meeting on the first day we spoke. So she came over. We watched a few episodes of American Horror Story Apocalypse, which is my favorite show, but admittedly might not be good for a first date because it is really scary, I do admit. So, and I've been trying not to be scared, not to scare people off, but the thing is, I know I scare people. And I'm sorry if you're afraid of mentally ill people. I'm sorry if you're afraid of strong women. I'm, especially sorry and a bit disdainful if you're afraid of gay people or witches, because, oh, honey. But I'm not going to take that out on you, the viewer. So, anyway, I figured I would just meet people, see what they were like, drop the deets they needed to know fast, so they knew if they should run, knew if it wasn't going to work out, and wouldn't waste any more of my goddamn time. Because for all of that, I am disabled, and I am on disability, and I suppose I have all the time in the world. It's still not enough to do everything that I want to do, to create all the things, to write all the things, to paint all the things, to live all the things. Oh my god, my cats. That's my cats fighting. So, I looked. I looked and I looked and I swiped and I swiped. And the first thing I noticed that I really didn't like was that it was all about appearance, where you decide what you want. And I realized that, I'm looking for a psychological connection. I'm looking for that magical, similar interests, similar vibes, similar, someone that likes to lay around the house and not do much, but occasionally go out, but isn't really into, big old nights on the town and scenes and clubs and all that bars. And, oh, I'm so sick of that shit. So I was looking for someone like this, who was my speed. And there were a lot of things that didn't matter. For example, appearance. I just want someone I can find attractive enough to do the do with. And which is a lot of people, because I appreciate a lot of types of beauty, especially feminine beauty. But fundamentally, it was way more about I had to talk to you first and see what you were about and see if we could even carry on a conversation. And I was pretty shocked by how many of these women, I mean, no shade on women of, in California, because it's a pretty wide place. If in California, but Sacramento, I'm not going to Sacramento to meet a girl. Are you fucking kidding? That's far away. But I get there's maybe not that many lesbians in Reno or bisexual people. I'm not trying to do bi-erasure here by saying that I became a lesbian. I'm saying I'm bisexual or queer or pansexual, whatever word you prefer, and I am choosing to be a lesbian at this current time because it is what I believe is the best path for me. But after 2 dates, one that was a one-night stand, enjoyable, wish her the best. I understand she just wasn't available. And one that was really cool chick I liked a lot as a friend, but didn't want to have sex with. But she seemed like a just cool person to know, so that was cool. I mean, friend. I got to talking with someone who became very special to me. Okay. Well,